Hey, welcome back. Welcome to the Underground Railroad. I'm Dan. Well, I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the railroad, and specifically a little bit of details about the railroad. There's a lot of jobs with the railroad, all different kinds of jobs. It's a whole world that most people are unaware of. The employment of it and the longevity of it, and some of the dangers and the benefits of working for the railroad in general. But I want to talk to you about a job called the Switchman. Okay. Long time ago, when they first came out with the railroad, and they started laying track, and they wanted to move cargo by means of that. It's pretty well known that the railways have been used to transport war materials. This is like a lot of technology. It's one of the earliest things that ever gets considered is whether or not it's of military advantage. So they want to do that. And as they laid more track and different tracks, they standardized the tracks and tried to make it so that the cars and the locomotives could travel down track because, like I said, the track was standardized in the wheels and the width and a whole lot of things like that. In the United States, where I live, a lot of that was done by the ICC and regulated by it. But at any rate, when you have different tracks that are coming together, okay, there is a guy whose job it is to switch those tracks. Now you can go back and look at this in different countries and different continents and all over the world, and in some parts of the world this is still done. If the tracks need to be switched, this is switched manually by a guy called a switchman. Well, he would manually do this, and early in the development of all of that, there were a lot of guys that got amputated. They lost limbs, and they got hurt severely and badly and killed and maimed because of the job. Another reason for that was because a switchman, if he's not working on a yard, can work in very remote places, far away from everything, and subject to all weather conditions. If it's freezing cold, he's freezing cold. If it's hot for him too. And if he hurts himself, a lot of times he'll be alone. Now they've had some advancements now, and it's not the tragic and dangerous job that it once was, but it's still a dangerous job. But another place that he would do the switch work is on a yard. And this is where maybe they need to do maintenance on cars or on a locomotive, and they need to take it offline and bring it into a depot to do heavy work on it that takes time. Can't be blocking up the track with some downed equipment. So they'll try to schedule the maintenance and bring it in for that. Switchman would do that too. He would switch the tracks, and this is so that the guys on the yard could separate the cars and move the locomotive into a kind of garage for them to work on. But nowadays, that work is not really done by a single guy. And even on a yard, it was not really, even then, back then. Nowadays, that work is usually done by a foreman, an engineer, and a switchman. And the switchman still switches the tracks. The foreman oversees the work, and the engineer is the one operating the train or the locomotive, to make it move and get it where it needs to be. Well, they work together as a team to get things in order. And this is because there's been orders placed for the commodities and things that are on the train that they imagine, okay? And I'm not going to get into railway finance or maritime finance right now, but there's a demand for something far away, either on a cyclical basis or it could be one-time orders, everything in between. But somebody wants something far away, okay? And in order to get all that to these people, you got to assemble a train. And that's where these guys come together. So they take that manifest, and the foreman will form up all the rail cars into a train. And this is because they have all the things that are necessary to be on that train, and because they have a destination in mind. Well, where is it going? Where's the train going? Where does it look like it's going? If you look at it and you see the kind of things that are on it, you can kind of have an idea of where it might be going or where those things might be going. You can't know exactly, but you can get an idea. Now, in the field, a switchman may provide an alternate route, okay? If on down the line there's work going on the track by another crew, usually it's for reasons of safety, but they're repairing the track of some kind. These rocks that you see here, this is called ballast. Just like ballast on a ship, these rocks, it's called ballast. And it goes up under the rails. And the ballast gets old and has to be replaced from time to time also. But if there's some kind of work going on the track, way down the line, a switchman can be there to switch the track so that the train can still get to its destination without interfering with the work that's going on. Now, if you consider yourself as a train, okay, the train of your life, you might say, if you're traveling along, sometimes tracks can be beside each other. Sometimes you can see somebody else's track. You might think their track is better. And you might have an opportunity to switch tracks, okay? Well, if you do switch tracks and the tracks are parallel, for a period of time, it looks like you're still going to the same place. But if you stay on that track after you deviated, the further you go in time, the further away from your true path you will be. And the less likely that you will arrive at your destination, the one that you originally had in mind. So you have to watch out for that. If you look at your train, and you can think about this later, but what's on your train? What do you have? And I'm not talking about soybeans or lumber or hydroxine or anything like that. I'm talking about talents and abilities and gifts and insights and the fruits of the Spirit. What is on your train? Now, early in life, when the order is being placed for your train and it's out there on the yard, well, keep in mind that there's somebody else out there that has got a different destination for you in mind. And they want to assemble your train with all the wrong stuff. They want to sabotage your train and make sure that you don't ever get where you're trying to go. Those entities and personalities are trying to form up a train that's going to a destination that you don't want to go. So I want you to think about your train and think about how your train is being assembled and who's the foreman that's arranging your cars. And do you have the things that you need to make up your train? And are you on the way to your destination? Are you making progress towards that end? And just look at your life. Look at your life and see, well, maybe we need to stop off somewhere along the way and get rid of some of these cars, because this ain't supposed to be where we're going. It's going somewhere else, and that's not where we're going. So anyway, this is about a switchman. Beware of the switchman, because he's liable to come along and present a different path to you and get you off track. But I hope you're doing well, and that the Lord is with you, and that you allow Him to be in charge and to assemble your train and be the engineer and not yourself. Till next time.